Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Today, I will continue to share some stories with you guys about my painting career. I do my best to keep it interesting, so let's get started. So, from a young age, I've always loved painting. I remember the first time I went to an art museum as a kid. I was completely blown away. These masterpieces in front of me, like the sparkling brush strokes, the lifelike figures, and the still lifes, were 100 times more beautiful than anything I've ever seen. You can't even imagine how shocked I felt back then. I was like, there's no way I could ever paint like that. As I grew up and studied at an art academy, I started to learn the techniques behind those amazing works. I spent countless hours researching and practicing. I had stayed in the studio all night, running between libraries to study color theory and the techniques of different artists. Whenever I hit the wall, I go back to the museum to see those works again. They really inspired me to keep pushing forward. I remember one time at the Prado Museum, I bumped into someone and we were chatting about the differences between Rubens and Picasso. These are all very interesting experiences to me, but I want to emphasize that I didn't want to be the old master. Instead, I feel a sense of admiration and obsession. That passion has been my driving force in art. Even with the rise of the digital painting and AI, I've never given up on traditional painting. Now, as a full-time artist and online course instructor, I meet so many students who share the same fascination with famous artworks. I've put together 3 key pieces of advice that were super helpful during my studies, and I hope that will help you too. First up is self-motivation. There's nothing quite like doing something you genuinely love to ignite your passion. So choose a piece of art that you really love and dig into its colors and structure. This is one of the quickest way to improve your skills. Trust me, I do a lot of anatomy tracing over famous paintings, focusing on muscle connections and forms, because these are the shapes that masters have distilled through extensive training. You can do this on your computer or paper. Photographs and live studies might not always capture the full beauty, so it's essential to break them down and resemble them. Learning from classical works is super important. Here are some of my artworks in figures and still life. The second piece of advice is to do a value study. Value study includes the colors themselves. Whether you're working digitally or in any other medium, simplifying the color of value is really important. I've done tons of studies of indoor and outdoor colors using the Prima technique. I'm obsessed with the plein air painting because it lets my eyes soak up color. I've been painting landscapes in different seasons, like summer water lilies, the architecture of Spain, and traditional Chinese courtyards. I experienced the changing greens of summer, the variations in cloud formations, and the shifting grace of light in different weather conditions. By analyzing and truly immersing yourself in these elements, you develop a deep understanding of color relationships and how light affects your work. This practice not only enhances your skills but also enriches your spirit and then puts into your artwork. And the third one, the most important thing is being yourself. A lot of people struggle with the idea of realism versus abstraction. My advice is to complete some foundational training and then choose the style you truly love. Don't let others influence you. It's really not so important. Honestly, not everyone can become a master. Why not just embrace your own style? Painting is different from music or dance. It's all about personal expression. The most important thing is to keep going and not worry too much about what others think. Discover your strengths, explore them, and develop your unique style. So that's all I wanted to share today. I hope it inspires you or something. Next time, let's dive into the topic of color, my favorite subject. See you next time.